Welcome to the Dope Spot. I'm your host, Jay Wando. And here with me today, this evening, whenever you're listening to this podcast, we have my guy, my man's from the co-host of Not Superheroes, Just Dad podcast, father of four, Shawn Lowry. Shawn Lowry, welcome to the show. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's been in the works for a little bit, so I'm glad to be here, bro.
And along with the father of four, devoted
Yes.
husband, what I'm saying, from Cali. Like, give people a little bio if they haven't seen you already. I know you starting to take over the podcast waves, at least
Yeah.
in my area.
Oh yeah. No, I appreciate that, man. Yeah. Like you said, y'all, I'm the founder of Not Superheroes Just Dads. Where we focus on fathers. We talk about pretty much any topics that deal with fatherhood, things that we might struggle with, or shoot, it might be just something as what our favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? So we talk about many different topics. Yeah, I've been in Texas for what, like almost 3 years now, and been able to connect with this cool guy over here. We definitely got to actually link up and do some things in person as well, man. But yeah, that's the gist of it, bro.
Cool, bro. And like you said, just getting into a state, moving around, transitioning, that can't be easy. I know a lot of people don't never leave their area. They don't know what it's like to just pack up and move somewhere. And you coming from California, a big state to another big state, a huge
Yeah,
state. So whenever we're moving around, we constantly having to adjust. That's something that for me, I always had to do pretty much my whole life.
yeah.
And through those adjustments, I've noticed I picked up on things. It's pretty much like a tire. When it's rolling, you constantly picking up rocks, nails, or whatever's on the ground, whatever you come across. So today we're gonna tap into where do we get certain things from. That could
Mm,
be from our mannerisms, our accents, our listening pleasures, as far as music we watch. So similar to how we father, how we parent,
yeah.
how do we operate as people? Some
Mm,
people don't eat pork, and then some people say, "Well, that's biblical." Well, where do you find that in the Bible? Well, or, the Bible says it. Or are you just saying that because you just don't like pork? Because I know you eat bacon, bro.
yeah.
So we kind of pick and choose what we do, what we are, how we operate. So for you, man, how do you think? How do you think? But your day to day, what's a day to day for Shawn as far as your career path, and then how you got where you are as far as your path coming up in California,
Um,
and then just going about your life.
yeah. So, actually, the funny part is like in California. So, I was focused. I'm focused more so on dads now, but at the time, I was doing things more for the youth. That was my focus more so on the youth, and helping them understand different things and giving them the tools that we didn't have, right? But also tailoring it to now, to because obviously we didn't have social media, we didn't have the things that they have now. So
Yeah, we're
helping
in
them
our
with that,
30s, we're millennials, like so. You said
yeah,
we talking about age, we talking about mid
yeah.
30s, like 30s. So yes, sir.
They didn't know about picking up the phone and your mom is listening and tell you to get off. Oh shoot, you know what I'm saying? Oh
Yeah,
dang, all right,
and I call you tomorrow, man.
yeah, like dang, okay, she caught me, man. I gotta go. All right, I gotta go sleep. But no, I was doing that for a while, and then I was actually in the process of putting because I created a whole curriculum. I was in the process of putting it into the schools, right? And then COVID hit,
Oh yeah,
right? And then COVID
never
hit,
forget.
and that threw off everything. And I actually ended up during that time I actually did another podcast where it was only like 13 episodes, but in those 13 episodes was dope because I got to interview kids from all the way from 12 years old to 21, 22,
Okay.
right? And so that was dope. Um, and I was doing that, and then I remember some of the kids reaching out to me like, "Man, we love what you were doing. We love what you're teaching us, but the problem is that what you're teaching us doesn't necessarily align with our parents, right? Or they don't understand certain things." And
Right.
I was like, "Oh shoot, okay." And they were like, "Man, so it would be helpful. Like the stuff you're teaching us is great, but it'd be helpful if some of this stuff was told to our parents." So I was like, oh shoot, okay. So I had to go back to the drawing board and create a curriculum for the parents. And so I was doing that for a little bit, and then wifey got an opportunity for us to move in Texas, basically a year after COVID. Or no, that well, COVID didn't really stop, but
No,
it was
started back
2021.
around now.
Yeah,
Okay.
2021, we ended up moving to Texas, and the plan was for me to get strictly focused on the business. My wifey took care of everything as far as she was working her job. I was focused on my business, make sure the kids were straight. Um, I didn't realize how much of a toll that would be. I didn't realize how difficult it was because I did come from another state. I didn't have those same connections, right?
Hmm.
Yes, I have those connections now, but it didn't mean no good where I was at, right? So that was difficult for me, man, to be honest. And uh I was like, dang, like even and it was crazy because like I'm taking clients on still though. I'm having clients for literally because also I was doing life coaching, like one-on-one life coaching. So I was still doing that, and all my people were in Cali. But again, I wasn't able to put events. I wasn't able to do certain things I was doing in Cali. So everything started slowing down. I'm like, damn, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was in my feelings, like, damn, okay, I'm failing. Dang God,
Sure.
okay, this is not working. Um, and it was actually what I realized. So again, I'm doing my courses, I'm doing my curriculums online, everything's online.
Yeah.
Um, and I realized it was only the mothers that was doing it. And I'm like, okay, why is always the
Where
mothers like the
where where the
dads just
dads?
wouldn't be
Where?
consistent? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or actually, they wouldn't come at all. And I'm like,
Okay.
dang. And I'm reaching out to them, but I know they didn't feel comfortable. Like I just knew, you know what I mean? I could feel their energy, like something's off. And I was just venting to wifey about it, and she was like, well, that's telling you something right there. Like it's with the fathers. And I'm like, when she said it, I was like, dang, that really like it clicked with me. Like,
Right.
yeah, you know what? That is something I need to focus on because in my belief and even was it biblically, right? Because you said the Bible wise, right? The
Hmm.
man is
Yeah.
the head of the household,
Right.
right? And so um he's supposed to be a leader. And now when I say that though, some people are like, oh well, I don't want no man telling me what to do, whatever, right? But if the man is in line with God, who I believe in God personally, y'all,
Same.
I know y'all
Same.
believes, but
Yeah. Yeah. Listen to
me
every
being
episode. He comes up. So
yeah, yeah. So,
that's what it is.
if you are a believer in God, right? You are first. It goes God, your wife, then your kids. That's the order it's supposed to be in, right? And so, if you're in line with that, everything will fall in place. And if you're doing that, your woman will never lack anything, and vice versa. If she's doing that, you will never lack anything.
Preach it.
What happens is we get out of order because yes, of course we love our kids, but you start putting your kids above your spouse, and that's where the divisions comes, right? And now if there's a reason for that, man, my husband is crappy, man, my wife is crappy. Okay, let's address that. Instead of just I'm putting you on the back burner, let's address it. Hey, you're super selfish. Or again, if they're putting your child in danger, if they're doing something that's harmful, I understand. That's a completely different thing. But a lot of times it's one of those things. I'm not gonna serve my man. You get your own food. I'm gonna make sure the kids is good, right? But same thing. The husband should make sure, hey, let me make sure wifey's good. So for me, I make sure I love my kids. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I'm like, I don't know. It's one of those things. Like I don't play when it comes to my kids. I don't think no one does, right? They
For
they
sure.
they're very
I
serious when
will
it comes
hope
to
not.
right.
I would
So
hope not for sure.
but when it comes to my wife, I do not tolerate any disrespect. Period. Don't My oldest is 18. When she starts talking crazy, I'll give her leeway because she's a girl, and I know like the women and the mother daughter dynamics are a little different. But when
Right.
I feel like it's too much, hey, shut it down. It's
Yeah.
no more, right? With my younger ones, 100% I'm shutting it down, easy. Especially my son. Like they know, like they will test mom before me because they know. And then, hey, I'm getting dad. Oh, they straightening up because I'm like, I will never tell her this is your mother. You will treat her accordingly. You know what I
That's the
mean?
leadership you're talking about right there.
Yes, right. And so I think that's key. And I've been guilty of that, y'all. I've been guilty of not being a good leader, right? It happens. I'm in a season right now where I had to honestly reinvent myself as a leader because I'm thinking me, because I'm very chill. I'm a chill person, but me
Yep.
avoiding conflict at times, thinking that's still being a good leader. I'm actually not doing a good job leading because sometimes things have to be addressed. We're going to have uncomfortable conversations. You're not going to necessarily agree with everything, but you're going to have to trust me that I'm in line with the Father, which is going to be in line for us. You know what I mean? And you just got to accept it. Like,
That's it.
I know you're not going to like it, but that's what it is. And then when we get out of that season, oh, okay, I see what you was doing. No, it wasn't me. It was God. I'm not taking credit for that. That's God. But you have to
Come on
trust me
now.
that I'm leading on, right? You have to trust me that I'm not doing this off of, I can't be a selfish leader. There's been times where I've been a selfish leader. What good does that do? That hurts my wife. That hurts my kids. It's a trickle down effect. So if I'm not right, if I'm not in line, it's going to fall like, because we see that, right? We see that where, oh man, I'm screwed up, but hey, my kids is good. You don't understand what that's doing to your kid. You don't understand the burden that you're putting on your child. Your child is your child is growing. Your child a lot of times is trying to take care of you.
Yeah,
You don't
yeah.
think that
Real,
though.
man, I'm going through that right now, bro.
You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
remember as a kid, I love my mom, and but things she said, things she did, resonated with me. So I remember, hey, you want this? You want a Snicker bar? You want? No, mom, we can't afford it. She's
yeah. We
like,
don't need.
what do you
Yeah,
mean? What do you mean? You can't? How do you know about? No, mom, it's fine. But I was taking that on like, hey, I had to be for my sister. I have a younger sister. I had to be dad brother at times. You know what I mean? And it was frustrating because I'm getting punished for things my sister should be doing, but I also accepted it, right? And again, my mom didn't know. Also, she didn't have that consistent leader as well. So I get it. Right. And so for me, man, I feel like I don't even know how I got on this. My fault, bro. But
hey, like, but what you do, you let God lead the conversation, and it
yes,
actually came out, and that's what we got here. This is
yes.
great content. I could cut it right now. We'd be straight, but I want you to keep going because I couldn't even talk, bro. Go ahead, man. Keep rocking.
No, bro. But that's just basically that's basically what you know, I wasn't leading, man. So I just wanted to say that, like, God has led me to where I'm at now. And for me to get to the next phase, the next step that He wants from me, because that's the thing, too. We think that it's bad for us to succeed at times, right? For us as believers, like, oh, they have money, what they do, like, oh, like how you know
Mm-mm.
that you don't know the struggle they went through. You don't know that
Yep.
they tie all the time. You don't know that they give to the poor. You don't know that. Matter of fact, they're making sure that even though they got it, they're making sure their kids have to really earn it. You know what I mean? Like have
Right.
to work for that, right? And so I look at it like we have to be tapped in with the Father, and if we're married, definitely become one and make sure we're in line with it. Because if so, like you're going to be blessed. For us, for the mans that's listening out there, right? This saying, I feel like it's so true. We hear it all the time. It's cliche. Behind what every great man is a great woman, right? And for that to be
Sir,
a true thing, I feel like not only do you have to be in line with the Father, she has to be in line with the
she
Father.
has to. Yes,
She has to be okay. I get
equally
it.
yoked, man.
Huh?
Being equally yoked.
Yes, I
It's
get it.
that
It's
alignment.
2024. I don't need a man, independent woman. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, that's wonderful. Yes, you are an individual. You are independent. You are special. Yes, but with that being said,
I'm checking some
let
notes,
your
by the way.
man lead if he is connected with the Father. Do not be afraid to let him lead. Trust him. Trust him. Now, if he's leading you down a dark ditch, of course, yeah, that's. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you have, there's a lot of good men out there, right? And the woman will not let them lead, and then they're wondering why there's struggles in the marriage, and they're wondering why they're struggling in their finances. Then they're wondering why they're struggle with lust, right? They're struggling with social media. Like, man, it goes deep,
It
bro.
goes
But
far.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, yeah, I'm a step in for a second, just like
No, my
you
fault.
step into your daughter. Nah, man, I love that. That's great. What I wanted to say though was that's while it seemed off topic, it was definitely on point because it's like, where do you get that from? A lot of times, it's not the woman that's like just doing this.
Yeah,
The same way you seen your mom go through things as a young woman, she was shown how to respond to certain things.
yeah,
And I asked this? Did she talk to your grandmother? And did they have discussions about like how she needed to raise you? Did she bring her mother up? Did she have her father in her life? These are things we may feel like they're probing questions,
yeah,
but these are things we might need to know. I was always told growing up in South Carolina. Um, well, I think everyone heard stay in a child's place, but it's just certain things you don't ask me that. That's grown
yeah,
folks' business. So I'm
yeah,
like, well, I may need to know this at some point. you know,
yeah, yeah,
Maybe when I'm like 8 or 9 and I can't process it, but now I'm 13, now I'm
yeah,
15, now
yeah,
I'm able to make babies.
yeah,
So I need to know certain things about uh, not only my family but my family history.
yes,
You know, why this person is no longer present in our lives. That cousin that went to prison or that uncle that moved. Like, why did they move? You might think, oh, well, they got a job or whatever the case. And you meet them or talk to them 10, 20 years later, like I did. And then I find out a cousin of mine who actually lives in LA, you know, got into it with his parents and just pretty much just abandoned everybody. Like he
mm,
had to go. And I mean, he's living his life, you know, early 40s and everything. But his father's a preacher, and it's just like they just lost connection. But for me, the little cousin, I thought everything was great. I had no clue they were going through those things.
yeah,
But again, asking, where do you get that from? Where do you get the anger inside of you from? Where do you get the the logic sometimes, particularly with men who are not, or excuse me, are in this position of power or in a position of authority. I'll use that word as a better word, when they may not be able to share the load, give that up for a little bit, because I don't feel like you can be 80-20 in a marriage.
yeah,
So you may be closer to like 55-45 in certain aspects,
mm,
but some men or women, it's like a dominance there. You can see it, you can feel it when they walk
yeah.
in the room. Like if you meet whenever our wives meet and everything, if you go up and give my wife a hug, I'm not gonna be like, hey, bro, back up. I'm introducing you to her. So you want to shake her hand? That's fine. We give hugs. We dap. You know, you know boundaries.
Well,
you're not gonna be
see,
rubbing her back or
you gotta do the half hug. If you don't give the hug, you gotta do the half hug. You gotta do
sure.
the
Hey,
side.
what's going on? Nice to meet you. Yeah. So, but so I've seen it where people damn near got in a fist fight. Because
Yeah,
they someone looking at someone too hard, and
yeah,
it may not even be a wife. It may just be
yeah.
a person that you date, that you just having sex with, whatever. So man, that was a powerful conversation. I really got lost in the conversation because it was so many points. But I would do
Yeah.
want to go back to what you said about when you did get with the youth, how the youth really responded. Did they feel like you were trying to give them? But I obviously told you, hey, this is something our parents need. Did the parents respond like with the kids? Were you able to get that done? Were you able to talk to them and
So
say
with
this is what I've been teaching and this how they respond?
some of the parents, I was able to, and then others, obviously, they didn't necessarily receive it. The word got around though, so other parents was like, "Hey, yeah, I do want to be a part of what you're doing."
Right.
As far as the youth that was in it is crazy because I have pretty good relationships still with them. I haven't talked to them in a little bit, but it's all love when they see me, right?
Right.
To this day, like,
Yeah,
and
that meant something to them.
yes, yes,
It's a
and
fact.
even when I used to work at a school, right?
Okay.
And that's like the beginning stage of everything. How it started, 2014, and uh, shout out to all them when I was at Sword, and I still have. It's crazy now because I met them in middle school. A lot of them are now parents now, right?
Oh wow.
Which is
Yeah.
crazy. And so
Yeah.
I still sometimes joke with them, and I actually want to reach out to a couple to maybe have them hop on my podcast, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty
Oh,
crazy,
that'd be amazing.
full
Yeah.
circle.
Yep.
But yeah, bro, it's something that the parents didn't necessarily always receive, but I also understand why, because we do get prideful at times. And it's never like I'm not the type of person to say what you're doing wrong or anything
Hmm.
like that, right? It's more so to just point out a different perspective, and then this is up to you to what you want to do with that, right? Um, I want to actually go
Did
back
they,
to what you. Oh, go ahead.
they ever check you like, or what is his qualification? So who is he to tell me or to say this person? You know, you can tell my son or my daughter how to be parented, because I know that can be a
Mm,
thing too. You know, I literally, like I was telling you earlier, I got in trouble at my school recently for
yeah,
doing what I thought was being the a good like fatherly slash teacher, like role
yeah,
model. But I didn't realize I didn't. It was so many other things blinding me as far as like how that person was receiving me, them me being the first male teacher they ever had. So there was some intimidation there. And again,
mm,
I wasn't paying attention. I didn't catch it.
yeah.
Incident happened. I ended up getting put on administrative leave.
Dang.
Like I thought I was done. I thought I was about to go get, you know, it was just something that again, it was kind of silly when I thought about it,
Yeah,
but not to get into details because things still pending.
yeah,
I wanted to come up. Oh, he was talking about it, but no, everything is all good for the most
yeah,
part. But at the same time, we just have to be aware what we say
yeah,
to children, even we're coaching or we just see a kid in the street. And all the time, kids just want to talk to you, or they see you in the gym hooping with you. You know, they want to know. You can't just say, "Oh, I want to." Hey, I want to train you in sports or something. Let's meet up at the park. You know, you need to go talk to that parent. You know, to
yeah,
ensure that everything is all good
yeah,
before you just start. You know, playing, you know, even tossing a football, something so innocent
yeah,
in a
yeah,
public place. You just never know because some people aren't that passionate in it. I would love for someone to say, "Hey, I see your kid has talent. Do you mind if I'm doing whatever? Yeah, I'll bring them to you. How much you
yeah.
charge an hour? Cool." But not all people are fit
So,
like that.
so what helped for me was how it started as well. Um, is obviously I had the background working with the school, but I also was in the youth ministry, right? So it
Mm,
started with there. So they already knew me somewhat, the parents. So they trust me enough to like literally. I had a course where we met up in this building in one of the offices and all that stuff. So it was that they knew they felt like they could trust me. On top of that, their kids were saying how much they were learning from it and how beneficial it was, right?
that's that
And
matters.
it also was one of those things. I knew I wasn't their parent, so I never tried to parent them. I was more so just trying to prepare them because these was all high schoolers.
Okay,
So I'm more so preparing them for real life,
right.
right?
Oh yeah, it was
So,
from. I mean, at that point, life is knocking on the door. Like,
yeah, so I would tell them like, I'm not your parent. I'm not going to be trying to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to be over here. Oh, it's going to be okay.
yeah,
Nothing. So I'm like, I'm going to give you the raw information. Like this is just what it is. This is what y'all gonna get. Like I'm because no matter how much your parents want to dress it up, the real world's not going to. So that's what I was doing, more so giving them real life lessons. Um and so that was my focus, bro, was more so with that. But like I said, I didn't have too much pushback as far as with the youth. Now a little bit like they was hesitant, like I'm not sure because like for example, not gonna put it on blast, but one
yeah.
of the ones I was mentoring because I actually mentored him. Like I was literally like coaching him as a young man.
Okay,
His parents were over the top, like religious, like over the top to the point where it pushed him away. To the point where he hated God. Now I just recently saw that he's actually
wow,
reconnected with God, which is a beautiful thing.
yeah,
But I would tell him that because he he couldn't separate the two. He basically blended his parents and God. So his relationship was based off of his parents. And I would tell him, your relationship is not based off of, you don't have your own personal relationship with God, right? Your relationship is based off of what your parents have with God. And so I encourage anyone listening, like whatever it is, if you want to be Muslim, Mormon, whatever, okay, really do your deep dive into it, right? Christianity, I'm a Christian, but again, you do your deep dive. I'm not one of the people that say, oh, mine's is better than yours. That's not my place to be saying any of
Same,
that, right? So
same.
you do your own spiritual journey, right? And figure that out, right? And because at the end of the day, too, part of leadership, I guess, right? You need to figure out what you want to do, but especially as a man, so you can lead your family in that direction,
Yes,
right? So yeah, bro, that's that.
that's big. That's a major deal, and it all ties into where you get that from,
Yeah.
because it's how you respond to certain things. Well, I grew up in the church. We see. I guess I use popular people, celebrities, people of influence, and that's where we meet them.
Yeah.
And it's not to say well, this person grew up in Atlanta. I bring Atlanta a lot. This person grew up in New York City, and they're this type of person. That doesn't necessarily mean that.
Yeah.
I know people that grew up in the same household. I can say my family. It's four of us. It's me, my brother, and my three brothers. We all, well, I don't think we, because of our age gaps, we never all lived together at one time, but we all came from the same mother.
Yeah.
So, but if it looks, yes, you see us lined up, you're like, okay, yeah, they're brothers or they're at least relatives. But as far as lifestyles, as far as how we move, how we operate, completely different.
Mm,
I'm more like my youngest brother who's 19
mm,
than the one that's closer to my age. And this is like we're because we got different dads, we grew up in different environments, we've seen different things. I mentioned something to him he's 5 years younger, and I mentioned something to him, and he'd be like, well, he'll have a perspective on it, and I say, well, okay, think about this. Do you remember when this happened? He's like, well, no, I wasn't even there, or I wasn't born. I'm like, well, your perspective is going to be totally different. Not to say I know something more to him or anything like that. It's
yeah.
just when it comes to whatever that subject matter is, that's just what it is. So same thing when you talk about religion. Yes, you may read the Bible more or no more. You can. There's some people they can just spit out scripture, but that don't necessarily mean they love God more than you, or they may go
Yeah.
to church every Sunday, every watch night, Bible
Yeah.
school. That relationship that doesn't necessarily equate to a good relationship with God. It's just
Yeah.
basically where you put it. And I feel like when I was in 1995, when I gave my life to Christ, from there, I knew God enough. I knew all
Mm,
I needed to know about God. I
yeah.
later got baptized, and later got closer to Him. But I knew all I needed to know. I knew my keys to heaven was already set. Now I need to just live out like you're doing our purpose, our purpose. So we can
Yeah.
work on the same project and have two different
Yeah.
objectives, or have the
Well,
same objectives and go about it two different ways, because that's going to make us powerful. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Well, something that stands out to me with, like you said, where you get that from. I can tell you the answer right now. You
Mm-hmm.
get it from your childhood. A lot of things we get is from our childhood. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you said with your brother, different perspective, different household, right? So,
Yes, sir.
for
Yep.
example, my brother, um, we're super close. Me and my dad obviously wasn't the closest, right? But
Oh,
he
you
had a
ain't talk
different.
about that on my show about your dad,
Oh,
cause we can make that a whole new a
no,
whole
no,
new
no, no,
episode. Talk
no,
about.
no, no. I'm just more so saying like the childhood. So he has a
Well,
different
well, I'm just saying
perspective.
like the status as far as
Oh,
like
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah.
I'm just saying he has a different perspective on how he views my dad compared to how I view
Oh,
my dad, right?
right.
Because of his childhood compared to my childhood, right? So all of that is that's where we get that from. Is a lot of it is like, okay, there is someone that's like, man, they might be listening like, man, I can't stand what's this God stuff. Like, no, it's the universe. It's not God. We do okay. Why is that? Maybe it's because you know what? Unfortunately something happened. What if they stole something at the church? What if they stole from the collection plate, right? One time. What if I don't know, they got caught messing with
Yeah,
a
you got
young
called
girl, a
out.
young boy, or
Right.
something event happened, and instead of talking to them about it, they were like, how could you do that? You're a sinner, you're going to hell. Because we have
Yeah.
those people that's over the top. So
Right.
if you tell a child that, why would I want to know this God person? You said this God person loves me, but the thing you told me, how you introduced God to me is I'm going to hell because I'm not perfect because I made a mistake. So
Mm-hmm.
because I made this one mistake, now I'm just horrible, right? And that could stick with a child. I'm just using that example, right?
Oh
But
no, that's perfect.
that's where you get that from. Like you'll get that from your child. a lot of us, not even a lot of us, I'll say
I say pretty
all of
much
us,
all of
so
us.
much
Yes,
for
I
trauma.
stand on that
It
too.
could, you could be like, oh man, I have the greatest parents ever, this and this, but you know what? You're selfish. Why are you selfish? Oh, because my parents gave me everything and I never was able to hear no. So when someone tells me no, I get pissed off.
Right.
That's again, it don't I think we sometimes look at trauma like, oh, my mom was on crack and my dad used to beat me. Like, no, it doesn't have to be that extreme, right? Because at the end of the day, adults, our parents are just giant kids, right? They're trying to
Yep.
figure it out as well.
They're grown
There
kids.
is no game plan for being a parent. Yes, you have all these books and that's cool, but you think your child cares about what that book says? No.
I don't.
No.
I don't. I
Sometimes
don't
you
read
might have
books like
to
that.
sometimes you might have to, hey, you know what? I'm gonna smack you in the hand. I can't just no, I'm gonna take your toy away. They're like, I don't give a dang about that toy. Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna put you on timeout. Cool. That's fine with me. I get to get sleep.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Or again, like, you don't even have to pop them if that's not your thing. Okay, guess what? You about to write. I used to hate this. You have to write
Hmm.
100 times. I will not do that again. My hand hurts. Oh, this is terrible. I don't care. Keep going.
Even now, you revisit and you're reliving it because you
Yes.
remember
Yes.
that thing or those things, and it's like that
Yes.
sticks with you. You can't. I don't know how people say, "Well, yeah, some things you do compartmentalize and you wash it out because it was so traumatic, or so
Yes.
many other things are on top of it." But when it gets mentioned, in most cases, you know what? I don't even want to talk about that because what's gonna do to me, even like you saying, going to God again or going to Him for real. It's one thing to go to church,
Yeah.
and that's for me. That's attending. You can attend, but when you get up in front of that pulpit and that preacher or that speaker, it don't necessarily have to be a preacher, whoever's speaking to you, even the music, that
Yeah.
one song, whenever you maybe you went to your grandma's funeral, the way someone sang a song, His Eyes on the Sparrow. When I hear that, I'm crying, bro. Like I'm not gonna not cry when I hear that song.
Yeah.
Uh, when I hear them chains falling, break every chain, I'm crying. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna it's gonna touch me in a way
Yeah.
because not only is the song just a beautiful song, but it's just that's you do feel free from those moments when at one point you could do nothing. You were a
Yeah.
child, you stay in a child's place, even as an adult. Me myself serving in the military. When I got on that plane and came here, of all places, came to San Antonio and left my home, I was sick that day. It was just not a good time, bro.
Yeah.
That's like my second time on a plane. My ears popping. Um, I didn't know at the time I had sickle cell trait,
Mm.
so it's just even in elevation, it affects you.
So you have that
So
power.
right,
You
it
saw that
just
on Netflix, right? That show, Supercell.
it, that is right. They did speak about that. See,
Yeah,
but even that when I
they
hear
all had, they all had what you
when I
had,
hear
so you got
when
powers.
I hear about it, I don't like do I don't want to know too much. But then I
Oh,
start
it's a
thinking
dope
about
show.
it too much.
Sorry, I know that's
Yeah,
random, but it's a dope
but no,
show. Check.
I remember seeing it, hearing about it. But now when I hear stuff like that, I was like, I don't really want to know too much. It's
Yeah.
almost like somebody find out they got a disease or something. It's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna get checked because I might have 60 days left, and I'd rather just live my life. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying, like as you growing older and you start realizing these things are happening, and they come back up in conversation. That's something most people just want to stay away from. You know what? I don't want to listen to no podcast about God or like you said, I don't want to listen to something that's going to take me back to that place because I want to be entertained. Well, you came to the dope spot. There's no music playing in the background. Or we can play music, but we're gonna talk about real things. We're gonna talk about what the DOE stands for: discussion of experiences. So if you want to talk about your experiences, this is the spot. That's where the concept came from. And I think I truly believe if more people would talk about what affected them the way they really need to, it would help them be so freeing.
Yeah.
Maybe as they become, even say social media because it's such a big deal, and this is probably going to be a YouTube. But social media is such a huge deal. I see people all the time, always like my pictures or I always liking pictures, but they never post. So it's
Mm,
like you're just hiding in the shadows. And it
yeah.
was kind of weird to me, just like, well, why don't you want to display what you have going on? But you just never know. Maybe that person has anxiety, or maybe they do have a fear, which I did at one point. How do I look? If I take this selfie right now, who I know I'm going to look weird, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it may be. You
Yeah.
in a constant state of comparing things. Your insecurities come out at most. Maybe you don't get the likes or the response that you think. So even vocally, this right here took a while because of that. And I spoke about it on my initial or inaugural episode. I didn't know what I was going to sound like to people. So when
Yeah.
I'm starting to get some quote unquote traction, I'm like, y'all want to hear more of me? Okay,
Yeah.
well, then my personality can come out. So it's always a building stage.
Yeah.
We are doing things to basically pull people out of this, out of where they are. And maybe they are, people that speak, maybe they coach, maybe they teach, maybe they work somewhere and it's largely popular, right? But if you pull them and put them in another environment, like we talked about, now who you were in Cali may not, you made the impact you made was a major. But what you about to do here, bro, I'm just saying that now. And what we about to do, now you got a me,
Yeah. Yeah.
a shorter virgin with military background. Now all that you brought, you bringing in, I can help bring the rest of it. And I feel like if
Yeah.
we continue to do that, we continue to collaborate and
Yeah.
elaborate on what we actually want to do, write these ideas down. We as people can be a people again.
Mm,
I think it's too many different entities, or well, I got this going on. Well, I got this going on here, and it's almost similar to like a gang. Like we can't come together. You got your gang, I got my gang.
yeah.
I'm getting money over here. You get your money. You stay on that side.
Yeah.
What is that doing? That's a question that you can answer, but maybe not. Like I guess we still waiting to hear that.
Yeah.
So
Nah, that's
what is
real,
that?
bro. It's real.
So
Okay.
man, I know we talk about time, so we just gonna dial back. This has been an amazing conversation. There's so much more I can speak on, but we're gonna definitely double back, triple back. Shawn has been an amazing. What can I say, man? Just I guess I reached out to him, but he found me at the right time. I'll say that because he took me in. You know,
Yeah.
like bro, like come on, let's go in. 'Cause it could have easily been on some, hey man, what's up, bro? I don't know if you ever been in like a situation like that. You go to speak to somebody and they're just like, who are you, bro? Like where you
Yeah.
come from? You know what I'm saying? So, but it was like immediate, and of course, most people you should be a little skeptical. If somebody's in
Yeah.
your DMs reaching out, but it's like, okay, well they're saying something I'm interested in, and then you follow up on it. It'd be
Yeah.
one thing for me to propose and then don't say anything again. But I followed up because I felt the importance. And this is
Yeah.
before I think I listened to like one episode just for the concept alone. So, anything you have as far as advice, what I would give to people who want to start something or want to put something out in the space and they haven't yet, get with people that's already doing it and actually study them.
Yeah.
You're not going to study, uh, and I'm, like a rapper who's all like a 50 Cent type of successful person because whatever grind and stuff that you trying to get to, he did that 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe freestyling and rapping. He's already been on the public stage. You need to get with people that's like really on the come up too. It's almost like lifting weights or dieting. I personally don't want to get a personal trainer, or I mean not a personal trainer, but someone that's already completely fit and it's going to be telling me what I need to do because I know what I
Yeah.
need to do. I need an accountability partner. Like
Yeah.
let's get up and go together, bro, and we can get built and fit together. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I operate. I'm not, super. I'm not so down on myself where it's like, well, I just need a therapist or I need a
Yeah.
trainer. I need somebody that can guide me all the way through. And I know some people do need that. So,
Yeah.
can you tag along? But if you're just in a space and you see someone on a come up, like shout out to my boy Greg Hood, before this podcast even became a real thing, he was like, let me jump on. And here
Mm,
we are 20 episodes later. I just dropped a YouTube. Should be somewhere in there. Dropped YouTube and him on it. And we talked about those very same conversations from 2 years ago, where we were just
mm,
starting off, and it's just amazing to see how it happens. So, but you never
yeah.
know. Be patient, y'all, and just keep watching. studying, and reach out to people. Most people will answer you. Most people will be like, you know what, I'm cool with that. As far as whenever you want to do it, let's set up a time, or maybe not. Maybe you have to ask someone else. So we got to get out of feeling like, okay, I'm gonna get told no, or it's not gonna work out, so I'm not even gonna try it. I'm just watch everybody else shine and get this stuff out of their system while I'm backed up. So yeah, man.
Real.
Yeah, you want to give anything as far as your podcast, as far as what you got going on in the city, I'm all here for it, man.
Um, yeah, I'll plug that in. I'll just piggyback off of what you said too, real
Oh,
quick.
for
It's
sure.
just like
Yep.
uh, life is data. That's the great thing about it. So anything you want to do, most likely someone's already did it. So, Michael Jordan, I'm sorry, Kobe Bryant mimic Michael Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm. Can
Um,
Jordan mimic
Dr.
Dr. J?
J, right? And then you just put your own spin on it. So it's just like with anything. Hey, I want to start. I want to have my own restaurant. Okay, be around those people that that started their own restaurant. That start from the ground up, or watch their story. Those big names that you what's the name what's that show, Guys Grocery Games. His story is
Mm,
amazing. Like, I don't know
I
if you
haven't
watch
seen
the
it.
Food Network,
Oh,
but he's built a whole empire. On those that know with the Food Network, right? He's built that to what it is, right? Like, you look at his story is pretty crazy. So point is, like, there's data for everything. Now you just have to put in the work, because a lot of times we want to do these different things, but we don't want to actually do them.
very
Right?
very
Oh, I
minimal
want to go
effort.
back to school, but I have kids. Okay, be ask someone that has kids that went back to school, right?
Right. How
How
did you
did you
handle
do
it?
it?
Yep.
Right? How did you handle it? What type of resources you use, right? Whatever that is. So just to piggyback off of that. And then
Mm-hmm.
as far as excuse me, yeah, if you guys want to check out, well, yes, please check out the podcast,
Yeah, please,
subscribe,
absolutely.
all that stuff.
Yep.
It's on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube. It's on Apple and Spotify. Instagram is Not Superheroes Just Dads. Also on TikTok, Not Superheroes Just Dads. On YouTube, it is NSJD underscore podcast. So Not Superheroes Just Dad, but the abbreviation on YouTube. Yeah, make sure you subscribe, check it out. Shoot, I'm always willing as well. Like what he said, man. He reached out to me, So if there's a conversation you would like to be had, hey, I'm approachable. I'll never be that type of person where I'm not willing to help, because I know how it is not to have people help you. I reached out to people and they've denied me, so I told myself I wouldn't want to be that type of person. And I'm always just rooting for everyone to do well, man. I want to see everyone succeed. So, but yeah, just check me out on all the platforms on the podcast. Now, Super Rich Dads is one of the shirts. I plan on making some more soon, so be on the lookout for that as well. But yeah, that's what I have, man.
Hey, Shawn Lowry, man, he's a great moderator too. So, could you plug in your intro, your outro? Those those words are very powerful when it comes to dads, fatherhoods, and in that space.
Oh yeah, yeah. You talking about when
Yeah,
when I
when you
hop
open
onto
up,
the
yeah,
podcast, right? When I open up. So basically I say welcome to Not Superheroes Because Dads. No, we can't fly, no, we can't pick up giant buildings. But what we can do is help set the foundations for our families, be present for our kids, come back generational cycles. And then on the podcast we dive into everything dad related, from the struggles we deal with as fathers to what our favorite thing to barbecue is. And that honestly, that sums up my podcast. And then I always close out just saying, you don't have to be perfect, because I feel like as parents, especially as fathers, but as parents, we try to be perfect. But at the end of the day, you just have to be present. And that's a whole nother thing, because being present doesn't mean just being there either. But that's a whole separate thing for another
yeah.
time. Yeah,
Hopefully they get it. If you listen
yeah,
to this and you of age, which is likely my demographic is going to be late 20s, probably
yeah,
early 50s, 60s, and whoever hears it, whenever you hear it, just to be 2, 3 years from now, whenever
yeah,
you hear it, understand being present minded more so than anything.
yeah,
How you dress, how you carry yourself, your
yeah,
character. So even if you're not a father per se, you're a male. If you're not a mother, you're a female. Other females watch you, even if
yeah,
they're critiquing you, criticizing you. They're watching you. They're watching your moves. They're watching
yeah,
your your direct, how much time you spend on something, what
Yeah.
you showing off, what you not showing off. You know what I mean? Like people always watching. You may not, you may look like, man, I got 130 views, but 3 likes. Well, somebody's got to be watching it, right? They
Yeah.
may not respond to it, and I don't respond to everything. I see things all
Bro.
the time, even when it comes, and that's we'll talk about it another time. But that's sometimes why I don't want to get but so you know colossal when it comes to numbers because it's. I mean, you had pretty much 1,000 followers, which are just your podcast page, and so
Yeah.
I think like man, having to respond to people or accepting friend requests,
Yeah.
do it. How do I manage that? So we'll probably get into that another time. But
Yeah.
as of now, we had a dope spot. Shawn Lowry here, not superheroes, just dad. Please check it out. Please go like, share, subscribe. So even if you don't need it for yourself, check it out or send it to someone else. That takes really nothing to share a post.
Nice.
Or tell someone, hey, this is on YouTube. He's telling you it's everywhere. It's not like you got to go find him. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you have your email up, so if people want to reach out.
Same thing. Not superheroes,
Yeah,
just dads at
yeah,
gmail.com.
for sure.
Make it
And I'll
easy
make
for
sure,
everybody.
right, and I'll make sure I put it in the description if y'all like to read. But if not, you'll find it. It'll come around.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
man, I appreciate you, man. Nothing but love to you. God bless you and your family. We definitely gonna reconnect again at some point. Hopefully, the next one will be live. That way, we have our equipment, phones, whatever we have on us, and we can just really chop it up.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to get ourselves out in the meet in the public, so we can use some of that footage. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't care about the podcast stuff. I'm more about the impact in the world. This is
Yeah.
just preliminary. This is just to kind of get us through, and you have something to come back to. I'm
Yep.
ready to get out there and really help those kids, really help those parents, those older kids who may not have this ability to
Yeah.
have a conversation, to have discussions, to be vulnerable, and to just to tell us, okay, what's going on with your life, and then we can just talk about it. You can take whatever piece of it you want to take, or you can take nothing, or this could
Yeah.
be something that could change your entire life. So that's what I'm about, impact, bro.
No, bro. I
So
love it.
man, salute to you.
Yes,
Gonna get
sir.
back with you. We're gonna get this up soon. It's the dope spot. And look at the camera. It's the dope spot. It's Jay Wando, Shawn Lowry. Love y'all. Peace out. Till next time.